In this episode, we talk about Liverpool winning the league. Look at the tears rolling down your face.
Tears of
OMG,
happiness.
as the kids say.
Oh,
UEFA Champions
Nueva!
League.
Mi favorite.
That's coming back. That's in what, 10 days? 10 days or so?
9 days, I think.
Maybe 9 days? It's
Even less.
It's all one day to me. There's no days anymore in the week.
I know, it's like in a couple of hours.
Yeah. And then we talk about some of the other things in our lives that are filling the gaps that as soccer goes away. Stay tuned. Hey there.
Ouch! You
What
smacked my
happened?
butt?
What
You smacked my
happened?
butt?
I
Did you
smacked your
just smack-
butt. Yep.
Yeah, you did,
I
man.
virtually
Damn.
smacked your butt.
Woo!
Immediately, any new listeners immediately were like, "Yeah, this isn't for me. This isn't for me."
yeah. I think I'll listen to the other guys.
If you don't already know by the complete stupidity by now that you're listening to Soccer Stupid, the soccer podcast with your host João, and
Lui,
that's right,
baby.
What do you think of my background here? This is my new obsession right now. I'm late. I'm a little late to the party. So it's like it's very exciting for me. It's now on Netflix. They used to be on ESPN. I don't do
Plus?
ESPN,
ESPN, yes.
I don't do cable, so I didn't have, when everybody was talking about and drooling about The Last Dance, again, about the 1990s Bulls and Michael Jordan. I couldn't, I was like jealous, but now it's on Netflix and it's like my evenings. Finally everybody goes to bed. I put the headphones on, and then I got Dennis Rodman yelling in my ear. I love it.
Do they have the same two versions in the Netflix? Because ESPN had two versions of them. There was the Y14, I think it is, and then the mature T. So like the mature one, they use explicit words. They're like however they were talking. That was how it's videotaped. But the Y, they bleep out all the.
No, this is Netflix, so they have the explicit.
Okay, so they just have the one version. It's Netflix.
Make some cursings, yeah.
We'll just take the real meaty one. Yeah.
But I really like it. I mean, again, and I always say this about some documentaries, and the best ones are the ones that have an unprecedented behind the scenes where the cameras are everywhere and you hear everything, and it's like you're in the locker room, you're in, like you get like, your access, front row access to things that are off the court. I'm really enjoying this, and there's a lot of things I did not know about MJ.
What did you know about MJ?
Well, clearly he's competitive, but like some of the things that he would use as a trigger for his competitiveness is bonkers. Like somebody another player not saying hello to him, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to destroy this guy in the game. Or like there was one where like they were playing and like I forgot what team it was, but it was like a crappy team, kind of a newbie player who scored like 36 points in the whole game, and everybody was talking about him. And I think the Bulls still ended up winning that game, but he used that like, the fact that everybody was talking about this guy's game, and in the next game he made sure that he scored more goals or more
points.
Basketball here, more points in the first half than that dude played, got in the entire game, just to shut that guy up and to show that who's the man. I love that stuff. I mean, I know it's not great for like his fellow team players or teammates. Every once in a while somebody gets a little upset, but like that competitive drive, it was just like unreal. That's the bit that I didn't know. I had no visibility. So
Jordan, when he went to high school, I think he tried out for basketball and he didn't make it. So that's like fuel to somebody like Michael Jordan, right?
Yep.
So he went to college, and he told, as you remember, his coach, "I'm going to be the best player."
I'm the best player,
And
like,
by saying best player, by being best player, he meant that he was going to do everything he was told as far as the coaching went. He listened. He do it over and over and over, and
Yeah,
that's how he
yeah.
became great. Like he became obsessed
Hmm.
to a point where like um nothing mattered. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna be the best player. And yeah, coming out to the league, he was scoring a lot of points, but he wasn't winning because he didn't have the team.
Yeah.
So then he eventually like he cut like he kind of followed his coach's advice, who told him, hey, if you want to win, you have to make your teammates better,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's how
yeah.
you start winning. And that's how, they ended up, dude, they took the NBA by storm in the
Oh yeah.
90s.
Well, just that drive. It's
I
a competitive drive, and
Yeah,
also,
and
yeah, the work ethic
not
behind it too, right?
and he played against great competition, and somehow he would rise above them. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
just sickening. It's sickening, but
Like even in the early days, he was playing against Bird, Larry Bird, and like Magic Johnson, and he wanted to be at
that
their
guy,
level.
right?
Yeah, he
Like he
wanted to be
said,
the guy that we all talk about.
but he wanted to beat them, right? Like he
Yeah,
didn't want to
yeah,
just like,
yep,
oh, they were head to head, and it
yeah,
went back and forth. No, he
yeah,
wanted to actually beat them,
yep,
and he did. He beat Larry, but Larry Bird and Magic Johnson,
yeah.
90s were already kind of like the
Of
way
course,
down,
yeah,
anyways. But it doesn't matter. The new king came, right? Like, I'm a new king now, and I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
take
And he,
everybody
and he
out.
and he certainly was. I love that he used things, just things that people said in the media, like, oh, he can't do it, or again, just very small things that like I forgot what player it was, but they didn't say hi to him when they passed by, and he goes, oh, okay.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, or yeah, I
Isaiah
think it
Thomas.
was,
Yeah.
and then he just unleashed, and he just takes all that, and he thinks about it, and he uses that as drive, and he just goes absolutely bonkers. I
well,
absolutely love that. Every
well,
moment they talked about that in the documentary. I'm like, yeah,
the Pistons and the Bulls were like, the Pistons were the team, right? The bad boys. They had a reputation, and they were like
yeah,
the big brother, and the Bulls were the upcoming, kids on the block, right? Who are just trying to prove yourself.
yeah,
And they went to the playoffs, and the Bulls, even the time that they lost against them,
yep,
it went to 7 games. And at the end of the game, the Bulls, the team, the players went and shook their hands, like, as a saying, hey, out of respect, right? You kind
yep,
of shake their
yeah,
hand, even if you lose and you're like,
yeah,
you're upset about it.
yeah, yep,
But they did that, so they shook their hands. The next year over, the
and they didn't
Bulls
do it.
swept them. They
Yep,
swept them in
they was
4,
they walked
and
out.
then they just walked out.
Game wasn't
And
even
then,
over yet.
yeah, and then so Jordan was like, oh, that's
Oh,
it,
and I
that's
love I
it.
love how and how I love how they talk to all the players and to this day hate them. You know what I mean? It's like the competition. They're not even playing. They're not even active players anymore, and they're still competitive about it, and still hate everything about them. I think that's great.
Well, they say there was a that was that I think they call him a bitch move or something like that. Like, that
Yeah.
was
Well, it's true.
like,
It's,
you
it's
don't do
it's not
that. And
sportsmanship. Yeah, it's not great. Remember, I got upset. Remember that one time when it was Pep playing in the Man City against the Sounders coach. Remember that whole thing? And I wasn't even a Sounders fan, but you know, and he got all upset about he thought that the players were being rough on his players. And at the end of the game, the coach went up to clearly give him a handshake, and Pep just
it was like,
went right by him. And I remember talking to you about it. Like,
yeah.
man, that's not cool at all. I don't care how mad you are. That's just not cool. Not cool at all. It's sports. You gotta. It's still the sportsmanship is a very big part of it. You can still be
Well,
competitive and hate each other, but you
wait,
gotta shake. You gotta shake the hand.
right. But talking about competitive, did you hear about the whole club and what's his name of Chelsea? I can't remember, Lampard.
Yeah, yeah,
There's some sort of a argument going on between them. And one of the things that Klopp said at the end was like, what happens on the pitch stays on the pitch.
yeah.
So like, once you're out of the pitch, you're supposed to kind of like take your clothes off, your anger
Oh
off,
yeah, yeah.
And it looks like
X-rated,
Lampard
X-rated
didn't.
Klopp.
Right. And so it looks like Lampard didn't. And Lampard was like, hey man, I'm always willing to go have a beer with Liverpool after winning the league, but they weren't happy with each other. And again, it's all, when you're competitive and you're in that zone, you don't think about being cordial. You don't think about,
No.
shaking hands. You just think about, like, you're just bitter and mad, because I've
Oh
been
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
I walked so many. Well, not that it matters because I'm not in professional sports, but even in the Pee Wee leagues, I just walked out, dude. I was like, I was so upset about it. I rather not say something dumb, so I just rather take myself away from the eye of the storm, And
And
so
here you are on a podcast where you say dumb things all the time. You know, you've really changed over the years. You really changed over the years. Yeah, I mean, it's a great documentary. And for the folks who have not watched it, it's on Netflix now, and it's just it will take over your life. Yeah, I think I get like 2 or 3 episodes. I'm gonna be bummed. I'm gonna be like looking for the next thing when this is over.
So wait, where are you right now? As far as
he just got back. He came back from retirement after
oh,
playing.
dude, you caught me. You're like ahead of me now.
Oh, really?
I think I'm in episode. I think I might.
Just doing
4,
a one
I
night.
think I am.
Yeah,
I'm where like they went to play. They're like in the dream team, and they're trying out Kukoc. You know, that guy.
Yep, and that whole thing was crazy too. Like everyone's like Kukoc. So they went out there just to embarrass him and like you're playing against the NBA now, you know, and they just like made him feel like shit.
Well, another thing about this is the whole Pippen, right? Remember Pippen? He got underpaid.
Yeah.
So he kept fighting. So he sat out like I think it was the last game, right? The last season, he sat out. He called it an injury. So, you know, the Bulls, they wanted Kukoc, right? They wanted him. And so, you know, Pippen was getting underpaid, and then Kukoc was going to get a nice sum of money. So that's why there was that, you know, anger against this poor guy who's like, you know, playing for. Who is it? I forgot the team he was playing.
It was I can't remember either. I can't even remember what country. This is how bad.
Yeah,
Logan's like stupid. He's like, it wasn't like Croatia. It was like
I think it probably
might have been
Croatia. I think it was Croatia.
Look it up, guys.
So
and send us a note.
So Kukoc, the first game, man, they were just toying with him. They were just toying with him. I only think he scored 1 point. I think it was or something like that. Or
they did everything they could to just make him look bad.
Like saying like this is a bad choice. You're choosing him over Pippen, who he's worked for you so long, and you have underpaid him, and blah 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 blah. But man, it's a crazy documentary. I need to continue on.
Oh yeah, it's so good, and you can you can put it on shelves. I know you're not a Bulls fan. I know you're a Lakers fan. You're a lifelong Lakers fan. I think you can put the Bulls on the side, and even all that on the side, and just enjoy again the competitive drive, and then just like the team, the camaraderie, and also the drama behind the scenes. Like all of it's just so entertaining.
Well, in that era, I was so into basketball that these stories right here that you're watching, I know these stories. Like it's just almost like to me watching these documentaries, almost like I was there, and it's like I'm reminded of of like the things that were happening, but in reality. This stuff was all in the media, like the whole Kukoc. Pippen getting underpaid, him being injured. So that's why I'm watching. And I'm like, okay, I know this. Like, okay. What else? What else you got for me?
Yeah, even for me, I remember very clearly in the '90s all of this stuff. I think the '90s were really like. I mean, how many? I know you got some good players now, clearly, and some basketball fans out there who are going to be annoyed. But like, I mean, think about the stature, or the players that were playing in the '90s. You know what I mean? Like that came out of the '90s between like Jordan and Pippen, and you got Ewing, Patrick Ewing. You had what's his face? You got Shaq came out of that.
Shaq came out, but a little later.
Yeah,
Shaq came out almost towards the end of Jordan's, but it was more like Miller. Mark Price, Stockton. No, I'm sorry. It's a John Stockton. Karl Malone. Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley,
Moses from the little guy. What was his name? Moses.
Muggsy Bugs.
Muggsy
Bugs, something like that. So it was that era. I mean, there were some great players, but people say like, people usually say this like, Jordan would not survive in this era. Usually people say that about every single team, player, like because the game has developed differently.
He would find a way. He would find a way. I mean, come on.
Probably I think. Well, think about it. Kobe was Jordan, right, in this era, and Kobe was successful. Yeah. So a lot of players
I really liked the Kobe episode. Do you remember the Kobe episode? That was a nice episode. Like he was a young kid coming up, and they're
kind of dogging him too, though. They're kind of dogging him too, like don't give him the damn ball then, because it's like, hey man, he's not gonna pass the ball. It's like give him the ball.
But I like the way he that Jordan kind of mentored him, and they would talk. He would ask him questions. Like they'd be in a game, and he would kind of turn and ask him questions about like something he's doing in the game, and he would actually give him like a genuine answer, kind of help him out in his career and stuff. I thought that kind of stuff was nice. It was
well,
weird.
it was. I mean, he called him like his young brother.
Mm-hmm.
His annoying young brother in the Kobe memorial. I don't know if you watched it, Joao, but he was talking about.
I was in and out of it. Yeah, I think it was like during the workday.
He was talking about Kobe calling him
guy.
around 3 a.m. in the morning. And he'll be like, "What the hell?" And he's like, he used to ask him a random question, like, "Dude, what are you doing?" So that's why they had that friendship, almost like a brotherhood between the two. And so that's why Jordan, you can't be much of a hater if you like Jordan or Kobe, because they were pretty much, a replica of each other. Even though Jordan was more successful in the NBA.
Yeah. Don't call me at 3 a.m. I won't be answering. I will not be answering.
Let me set a reminder. Hey, weren't you the one calling me at 4 a.m. to watch soccer games? Come on, crazy man.
We used to do that, yeah. Before DVR, I think Sling has DVR, and I would wake up for games. I didn't call you, but I was like, "Where the hell are you?"
Well, because
get up,
we were watching. I think we had cable at the time, and I had basic cable, right? Which I didn't have any. I didn't have DVR, so either you watched it or you missed it. Like, there's no way around that.
And I was very serious about watching live. Like, if I could watch live, if I wasn't at work and I was at home, it's 4 a.m, I can watch that live. I'm gonna watch this live because I don't want to hear about it later. Whatever, man, whatever. But again, watch this doc. It's so good. It's not Sasser related, but it has Sasser elements.
Yeah, we're supposed to invite one of my coworkers about talking about this whole thing.
This would have been a good one.
Yeah, maybe we can.
Your buddy Mike, right? Let's bring him on. Let's bring him on.
We can talk about it next. Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of
I'll keep my
arguments going between Hen and I, because
I'll be a fly on the wall.
My magic.
Yeah, I'll be a fly on the wall there. Yeah, just watch you guys. Oh, like a tennis match. You guys going back and forth. Did you watch the Liverpool trophy ceremony? Very strange.
No, I missed it.
Folks who are just listening, he kind of slinked away. He kind of leave. No, but the reason to bring it up is it was very strange, because it's well, they did the event like as if there were still a crowd. They made it just as big, right? So they did like fireworks. They walked up the stadium and still collected their medal, and they all got together and they did the thing. Confetti came down, and it was kind of bonkers. And they had pretended a lot of them pretended that there were people in the crowds. It was just so weird because there was nobody there. And they had, of course, from us watching it, they had like the fake crowd sounds, but it's like you just see nobody there. But it must have been so weird for the players, like you had this big, huge celebration, and it's just like, and it's like they're in a room.
It's like doing it right here, like, I just won the championship.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It was louder on the bus when they were like cheering and singing on the bus. Like,
right.
It must have been just so odd. I mean, I'm glad that they did it and they still televised it for the fans. I mean, it was clearly for the fans to watch at home, but it must have been just absolutely bonkers. And those fireworks must have been really loud.
Yeah, my question is that. Well, my question is, don't they have like? I don't know if it's Zoom they use, but they use where like the fans are also shown on the big screen, right? Don't they have that?
Yeah. Yep.
So in that case, I think they should have like I don't know, man. Like, I think the NBA is doing it, and I don't know if it's real, but like right now it just started, by the way. The NBA Lakers won against the Clippers, Mike. So so they had like seats, and they have like I don't know if they have. Also, it looks virtual, like a virtual TV or something, and there's faces of the fans. So you could still have like, I think like that's a great idea. Like if you could put like faces everywhere, like I don't know, like iPads and people's faces, and then celebrating with you, like something like that. Like come on, man, they have so much money, they can come out with an idea where like the fans can be involved too.
Yeah, baseball, right? Baseball, they actually have. What game was I watching? Was it the Yankees? It was a game where they had CGI people in the stands, like in the bleachers section. So every time they hit like a home run, it would go over. You just see all these people. It was weird because like in different cameras, like when they cut the cameras and stuff, they wouldn't be there. but the overhead camera where you can see the ball go flying into the crowd, like they had, they actually have like people like moving, and it's actually kind of cool. And then a lot of times, like Dodgers, they have like I think they have like cutouts and stuff, like
like on
actual
the like
cardboard
on the
cutout
home
of
plate, right?
people.
On the home plate when they're
Yeah.
like pitching, you can see people in the back.
But you're right. They can figure it out. I think they can CGI a seat, somebody in every seat. They should figure it out, man. Go ahead,
Yeah.
send a letter. Send a letter to the NBA and
Yeah.
MLB. Get it done.
Soccer.
Really. Get it
I
done.
will right now. All right. Let me type this down.
And I want to know, how did we become one of those faces? Like
I know.
wear like a soccer stupid shirt and be behind home plate. You know what I mean? We're just going like this. Yeah, yeah.
With a sticker in our forehead right here.
Yeah, or it's just our cartoon, the logo of us. That's what we look like behind home plate.
we should have like a fat head of our logo.
I already have a fat head. Look at this.
Yeah, that is fat. But I'm saying like the sticker version of it.
Let's make
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I don't know how it'll probably cost a penny though. Those
Let's put it on every bus that goes by. What do you think? We'll get in trouble for vandalism. They're like, no, we can't have that. We can't have that. But anyway, it was interesting to see that, and it was kind of strange too. And now it's over. Now there are. I'm gonna be okay. That's why I'm branching out the basketball, get my baseball back in. Because there's a hole that I'm trying to get it back, because I can't sit around and not do anything. I need sports.
Well, you have about 9-8 days to like get your soccer fixed back, because we have the UEFA coming, dude. And I am so excited.
Tell us.
All my teams are in, by the way. All my teams are in. I don't know about you, Joao. I think your teams are out. Oh, well, I was going to say Chelsea, but you're not a Chelsea.
Who are your teams?
Well, I got Man City there. I got Man City. I have Barcelona.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like Atletico Madrid too, but
yeah.
So I got my Spanish team, and I got my English team there. So I'm a happy camper. I hope Man City takes it this year.
Are there any English besides Man City? Are there any other English teams out there?
Chelsea.
Besides Chelsea, any other teams in there? I'm trying to think who I can support.
Chelsea's still in, and what? But you don't care? Do you not like Chelsea?
I pissed off every Chelsea fan out there. What?
Well, I mean, dude, listen. They have PSG in there. You like PSG, right?
I do. I like Neymar and Mbappe.
Right.
Mbappe.
Right.
Mbappe. It's like Browns, right?
That's right. Yeah. So it's exciting.
They're on the South Park. Okay.
What was the other thing he said? Okay.
Okay.
What else did he say?
I don't know. I stopped watching that.
Yeah, I stopped watching it a while back ago too. Good show though. It's weird how like you get into it, and then dude, that show is still on.
Yeah.
And so eventually
they all are, right?
Yeah, like even Family Guy, like I was like really into it at one point in time, and then eventually just faded. And now I don't watch it, even though like sometimes I watch the commercials and I'm like, I should give it a try, but I forget and whatever.
I'm gonna surprise you. I got this weird beer. You can't really see it. I'll see if I can put it up. You see what?
Can't see it though here.
What to say?
Oh, wild blueberry.
Yeah, this is gonna be
wild blueberry.
Funky. This is gonna be the beer. I still haven't promoted the last episode 57's beer of the month. So I'll do 2 this week, but I want to try this one out. Ooh, it smells like blueberry. Very strange. What a strange thing. It's like somebody's like, what can we put in the beer that everybody will love? Blueberry.
Well, the label says blueberry, so it kind of makes sense that it should smell like blueberry.
Slowly. Smell this. Smell that.
Ah, blueberry. It's
yeah, it's
favorite. My favorite.
You know what? It's actually not bad. It tastes like just a standard like lager. Like the smell of blueberry is way stronger than the taste. I thought it was gonna be some nasty, kind of fruity drink. It's actually I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. I'm Dr. Fauci. Take your mask off, have a swig of beer, and put your mask back on. Be safe, everybody. Be safe. Dr. Fauci. Sea Dog. It's called Sea Dog. Wild blueberry.
So
Check it out,
what do you
guys.
what will you grade it?
I mean, the aftertaste isn't wonderful. I, I will probably never order it when bars open up again and this COVID thing's out the window. We go back to Yard House and our favorite sports bars. Um, I will never say, "Hey, do you have any Sea Dog Wild Blueberry, please?" I probably will never say that.
I had it a few minutes ago, and I love it.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Maybe a 4.
Oh wow!
That's
You
low.
went from
That's low.
oh, not bad at all.
Yeah, but
And you're giving it a 4, like
as
below
you drink more and more, and it's supposed to
the
taste
more
better. It's the opposite thing happening.
the more blueberry.
The first sip I was surprised that it wasn't as blueberry-esque as the smell, and I thought it was going to be nastier. But then, as I drank it, it started getting grosser and grosser and grosser. So it's sweating like crazy too, because it's about 4,685 degrees in Los Angeles today.
I mean, it's not only the beer sweating, you're sweating,
Oh,
I'm sweating,
oh my
dude.
God.
Like,
it's 100 and something, I think.
I have my garage open, but still, you can still feel the heat, like hitting your face.
I have my garage closed.
Let me take a look what the weather is like in.
I'm gonna race you. I'm gonna race you. See who's faster. Oh yeah, you're
come on, come on! No, what are you doing?
97. 97.
Oh, dude, 97. Look, mine is 104.
Oh damn, bruh.
Dude, 97. Damn. I'm like 7 more higher degrees than you.
But I'm drenched. I have big pores. You can see it. You can see it in the video. It's just like I look like I'm nervous. I'm in a nervous interview. Yes. What else do you have to ask me, Louis? That's what it looks like. I'm like drenched over here.
Right here, like I'm only wearing a shirt. I mean, this shirt. I'm
gonna start
completely naked.
I'm gonna start
doing naked from below the belt.
Just tank top and just junk.
That's it. Just
I'm gonna start wearing tank. I'm gonna start rocking tank tops. That's gonna be my thing now.
It should, man.
Yeah,
it helps.
I'll walk around like this. I'm gonna walk around like that. Hey, I got a question for you. Did you feel the earthquake at 4 a.m.? The 2 nights ago?
4 a.m.
2 mornings ago?
Dude, no, yesterday morning I did not feel it. My wife didn't feel it. None of my kids felt it. We all slept through it. And I woke up in the morning. I woke up around 7.
Yeah.
And I woke up to 7 messages. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Are you okay?
And then it's like,
are you
okay? And I'm like, wait, what happened? Like, they're like, oh, didn't you feel that earthquake? Yeah. And I was like, Joao, as you and I know, when you have children that are so small, when you fall asleep, you're like dead, right? You are completely on a deep sleep. So for something like that, I think the only way for me to wake up is if like the fan were to fall on top of us, or something dramatic as like something shattered or something falling, like it will make a thump. Yeah. But otherwise, I'm in a good place, man.
We all wake up. We all woke up except my daughter, supposedly just all the way through it. And my son busted in. It was like, "Did we just have an earthquake?" And I'm like, I went, "Yep." And then he went, "Okay." And everybody went back to bed. Like that was it. And it was strange because I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. Okay? I can't remember if I woke up and then it happened or if it woke me up. I'm assuming it woke me up. But you heard what's cool about it is the rumble that the earth makes so you hear it like it kind of sounds like the jets kind of taking off, right. It has that same kind of rumble noise, but it's the earth, and it was just like it was like a really fast kind of jerking, like the earth, kind of like going like that. Yeah. So
you're like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah. Well, it kind of woke me up, and you just, again, we're so used to, especially like small ones, it's just kind of like, oh, was that an earthquake? And everyone's like, yep. And then you move on with your life, you know what I mean? Unless it's going to be like a 7.5, it's just something that happens in LA,
Well, sometimes what happens is that it's more than a few seconds, and you're like, wait. So you're like, you stand, right? You're like, wait, still moving. Okay. Should we start getting worried now? Do you remember when the, I think it was like 2 years ago, there was one where like, it was like really lasting a while, and you were like, I was at Costco that day, so I was like walking out, and I was like, I looked up, and the lamps are like moving, and Costco, man, it's not like the safest place ever for earthquakes. So I'm like, all right, I just gotta walk a little faster, just a little faster. And then my wife was with the kids, and Andre was very young, and Alec was like a newborn. So I was like, how is she going to manage? to get those kids out of the house. So I called her up, and my wife, man, she's a superhero, dude. She's like, Pam, Pam, out the door, you know. And I'm like, if it would have been me, I would have been like, oh damn, I'm gonna lose a kid.
Well, you're not supposed to run out the door though. You're supposed to just go under a desk
Well,
or
you
a
tell
table.
that to the Russian. Go tell her. Let me open the door for you, and you can go tell her.
That's the number. Bring her in. It's the number one rule, because things fall off. That's actually the number one cause of death in with an earthquake, are things falling off of buildings and homes from shaking. So a lot of people's reactions are, "I'm getting the hell out of here," and they run out of the building, and then like the Trump sign falls on them, and they die.
The irony.
Yeah, or or glass windows, you know, and those sorts of things. So you're actually supposed to just, reaction number one is supposed to be under something immediately, like at the dining room table, a desk, that sort of thing.
Under like knives and stuff, just
under
case.
Knives, you can go under knives. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Like a glass window. That's,
but
it's about to shatter.
If it falls, it breaks its fall. That's the idea. But
yeah, but
you tell her. I said so.
I'm gonna send her an email with that. I don't want
Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci said,
put on your mask, hide under a table, let the earthquake pass, take your mask off. Dr. Fauci.
Thank you, Dr. Fauci.
It's funny, at the end of everything he says, he just goes, Dr. Fauci.
He does?
No, but that would be funny.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
SNL, I'll take a residual check for that if you want. If you want it, it's yours.
Did you see that Brad Pitt played him in one of the SNL's sketches?
Yeah. A while back. Why do you keep looking over there? What's happening over there? Somebody's walking by?
My neighbor's sitting in his house, and there's a lot of
You tell those people.
There's a lot of what you call it? Traffic going on over there.
You tell them you're doing a podcast. You say, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast." You stop talking. Say it. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it. They left already.
Or bring them over. Are you doing a podcast?
You want a beer? Do you want a beer? You can have mine. I don't want it. It's already warm.
It's very warm. Oh man, what else we got to talk about?
We can talk about FIFA 20. Have you played?
Nope.
I think I haven't played much either.
Yeah.
So days I want to go and play, but dude, I'm so tired, man. I just want to chill. I don't want.
That's literally my problem. That's my problem right now. It's like my work has been so bonkers. Like I got these early morning meetings, sometimes meetings all day. I'm talking about like 30 hours or so of video conferencing, and then then I'll eat dinner with the family, and then I'm gonna pop right back to my laptop, and then I got folks who are working 24 hours, so then I'm like stay on my laptop till like 11:30. I try to be done. Like, you know what, João? Come on. You can take a break here, and then that's when I pop on my last dance. But yeah, I just haven't. I don't have the attitude right now. Like or the drive. I don't have the Jordan drive to get back into a competitive edge. After the day, I'm like, I can't. I just want to.
You're taking the. I
just want to turn this off. I just want to turn it off.
Were you taking the Jordan sabbatical when he went and played baseball? Is that what's
exactly.
Happening?
I'm playing baseball. I'm playing baseball right
now. Me and Hendel were. It's funny because I was like, dude, let's go at it, right? And then I was like, yeah, man, set up a time and day, and I'll be there.
Yeah,
it's been like a month or something.
Hendel from the Immigration Podcast.
Yeah. So I'm supposed to go at him, and I just haven't had time, and now I got, Joao, I don't know if I told you this, but I got more chores to do.
Wow.
Yeah, man, now I got to do the dishes.
Whoa.
I'm turning into like what's it called? That house. What's it called? Housewife, right? Housewife. So it's a house husband. So
there we go.
Dude, I gotta do the dishes now. Yeah. Well, I don't have to, but
it's 20.
It solves a lot of problems. Man. And I gotta do the bottles, like clean the bottles for the kids. And there's 5 of them, and there's like milk stuck in some of like the little devices. 5 kids. I should tell my wife. I do 2 here, and then I leave, and I go do 3 more in the other house.
You compartmentalize. You have 2 families. Yeah.
So
sounds like you're being a good husband and a good dad, man. Come on.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
So now, like again, once I'm done with all that stuff, dude, I do not. The problem with playing FIFA 20 is that if you're tired, it'll wake you up, and you'll be awake, right? Even if you're tired. So now you're all hyped up. You wanna keep playing, and then you go to bed. You're still completely awake.
Yep.
Now you have to calm down. So that takes time. So I'd rather just like not do anything like that, where I'm tired and I'm watching TV, and then I go to bed and I quickly fall asleep.
Yep.
But soccer, yeah,
it's tough.
Again, if I were to play earlier, maybe, but I don't have time earlier. So
yeah. Sorry,
but
20 world.
But I will be back.
It's completely out of the game.
Yeah, well, actually, VAR is doing well.
That's right. He's like in Division 6 right now, right? And he sent us a note like, "I'm in Division 6. Where are you guys?"
Yeah, and he almost made it to Division 5. He said he missed it by a point.
You got distracted by neighbors again.
Yeah, my neighbor over there, she's nanny.
What's he doing? What's he doing over there?
What's he doing over there?
What's he doing? Talking to Russia? What's he doing? He's got headphones on and a microphone.
He's talking to the wall. What's wrong with him? Because he has a computer. Like
that's why I keep it closed.
I knew he was crazy all along. I knew it.
I'd be too distracted. I can't watch somebody walk by. Can't handle it. Can't handle it. Yeah, he's like in Division 6, and he's gonna take over the FIFA 20 world, man.
Dude.
But by the time he does that, FIFA 2021 is gonna pop out, and we're all gonna be in that. And he's gonna.
But you know what? Another funny thing is that now you don't want to face him at all, like Joao. Like if I were you, now it's like retirement. It was well worth it because now he's in Division 6. That means he's kicking butt, bro. That means that he was able to figure out the bad passing of FIFA 20.
Yep,
and so now he must be like on a whole different level. He's like on steroids.
Son of a bitch. Told you we're going back like 5 episodes now where I was in Division 7 and my record was like 0-5, and so I haven't even looked at it. I've not logged in. I have not, I turned on the PlayStation. I'm like,
well, I was. Remember my story is that I was doing really well in Division 7, and then I stopped playing for a couple of weeks or days.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done it.
I came back and I ended up relegating back to 8. So that's my story. It's that story.
Toasty. It is toasty in here.
Dude.
So do you think? So the next episode, we're not gonna have any saucer, right? Oh, there's some MLS action going on. LAFC played.
LAFC is doing well.
They are doing well, and they play tonight.
Dude, do you remember that the last episode we did, fans? We were actually watching the game, or the game was happening as we were doing the show, and that at the time it was LAFC 2, and then Galaxy 2, and then LAFC completely went off. And they ended up scoring 4 more goals.
Without
Rossi had a hat trick. Was it a hat trick or 4 goals? I think he had 4 goals, right?
Somewhere
Something
around
like
that.
that. Yeah. And so the game ended up being 6-2, and I was pleasantly surprised, but I did not see that coming because I watched the first half, and the first half was like it was all Galaxy. Having the ball, they were making the plays, and they were actually they were the ones that scored first.
Yeah.
So I really thought that the Galaxy was going to be a tie or they were going to win that game. But it looks like when I stopped watching, LAFC put it together and they scored 4 more goals. And
maybe that's the trick. Maybe you're the good luck charm when you stop watching. Positive. You're good luck charm because you don't watch.
Well, you're probably right. You know why? Because they play Portland. And they won 2-0 against Portland.
There we go. So don't watch tonight at 4:30 p.m. PST. They play against Orlando City. You can't see my phone, but they play against Orlando City SC. Is Nani still playing for Orlando? Nah.
No, I don't think so. So wait, so how does the tournament work, Joao? Is it like one and done? Like if you lose, you're out? Do you know?
What is this? Who am I? Who am I?
You were promoting this whole tournament at the beginning. So if I'm promoting something, I should be able to tell you the details of the tournament, Joao.
Go find episode 55. I think it was when I read this. I don't remember it though. This sucker's stupid. I just read it, but I didn't retain it. It was a breakdown of how it works. Don't you remember that episode?
Shame.
I'll put it in right now.
Shame.
There's no way I'm gonna remember to edit episode 5 part in there.
Well, from the looks of it looks like it's one and out, one and done. I think if you lose, you're out because
it's a fast forward. Like baseball's doing that too. Like they shrunk their entire seasons from like a bajillion games down to 1,000 games, and
from 1,000,000 to 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a fast road to the World Series kind of thing. A very shortened, and which is going to make it a lot more exciting and way more competitive because it's like shorter and then let's get to it. And this is sort of similar to that where it's like.
So wait, so how many games for baseball this year? Do you know?
God, no, I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah. See, look, I'm starting to sweat again. Whew, these hardball soccer questions. Whew.
Well, it's like I'm interviewing right now. Like, sir,
ask me another MLS question. Go. I got the next one.
So, how many more games until the LAFC gets to the championship?
3, at least 3.
At least 3. Right. It's probably over. It's probably over tonight, and you don't even know.
Yeah, right. Look it up, man. Look it up, okay?
Well,
by the next episode, we will have some updates on that, okay?
Okay.
Or be angry. Send some angry messages to us on Twitter, on Instagram, also our Soccer Stupid Podcast Gmail. What is it? Soccer Stupid Podcast at gmail.com, right? Email us.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Let us know how angry you are that we don't know shit.
And by the way, the reason why I kept this mustache right here is because we got 1,000 people saying that they wanted me to keep it. So thank you, fans. I was about to get it off. I was doing this, and then I saw boom number 1,000, and I was like, I get to keep it for another week.
Dude. You look like a dad.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep it.
No, keep it. It's it.
I can't.
No,
it's all over my mouth.
No. It's trimming. It just do Mine's coming back.
I thought you said you're not supposed to trim it. I thought you said you're supposed to just let it.
I don't do any trimming. I do no facial hair trimming whatsoever. The whole point of not shaving is putting zero effort into your face and just let it happen. Let it happen. That's what I'm doing right now. Just letting it happen.
I just need to buy those chopper, glasses, shades, and be like a bad cop. Good cop. Yeah. I think it's good. Bring it in, man. Bring it in. Yeah, bring it in. I did. Wait, question for you. How you manage for it to go like if you wanted to twist it? And for it to look like so,
you gotta
what am I supposed to put on? Because I know it's not naturally.
No, when you it's gonna grow very thick, and then you don't need anything. And then once it's really thick, you can start twisting it, and it just does it, man.
Well, you know what? I think mine are not thick, as you can tell. It's not very thick, but it's long.
Yeah.
So now it's getting longer. So I don't know if again. I don't have the full beard or mustache.
You don't have what it takes, man. You don't have.
I do this, and it looks all like. It looks disgusting, bro.
Well, exciting for me. I finally got a haircut. We actually had our beautician that came to the house. Remember how crazy I got? I went 5 months, dude. That's the longest in my entire life without getting a haircut. 5 freaking all of us in the house. So we brought her in, and we actually had our friends who are part of our quarantine circle that we do social distance barbecues and we went camping with. They came by for a haircut too, so we just gave her a crazy amount of business. She just cut hair for like 3 hours, and just the minute she did it and cut it all off, I'm like, oh my god, I feel like a normal person again. This is great. Like your head can breathe. I love it. I'm back, baby.
And you know what? And now you didn't even do any of the silly haircuts. You actually got a man.
I got a normal. Yeah, I didn't do the faux hawks.
Wannabe mohawks.
Yeah.
No half mohawk, half whatever else you were having.
Hey, that was called boredom. That was called boredom. When you get so bored of your face, you're like, just do a faux hawk. Just get done. Do something like that. All right, you son of a bitch.
I think it's a good episode.
Yeah, episode 58 in the bag. And before we leave, I want to thank our Patreon supporters, Alexander Mason and
You keep freezing, bro. I haven't heard. I didn't hear you for like a good.
No, it was you. The reason I was laughing was you're on my side. You're frozen. You're frozen.
I guess it does that, right? Where like if
I guess it freezes the other guy.
I don't look frozen, but you are the opposite with you. So I'm like, okay.
Singram Mohit was what I was gonna say until you froze. And Louis.
Oh.
And Louis, right? You're a supporter of the show. That's very good. Look at him. The Moneybags Louie. Let me give you his address so you guys can talk to him about his money bags.
Thank you, unemployment.
Oh man. But a great episode, and I'll see you in episode 59.
59. Woohoo!
That's what it sounds like when you're just talking to me. That's all I hear. Like I'll say something and you're just like. That's what I hear. All right, brother.
All right, man.
See you on the next one.
Good talking to you and the fans.
Hey,
Thank you all.
too. You too. Oh, I'm gonna
Go for Pedro.
Hopefully you recorded that whole thing.
Hopefully. Peace.